guys, I'm Amber. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if it's your first time. So for today's pick a card, we're going to do who or what are you manifesting. We have 3 piles. This is pile 1, first quarter moon in Gemini, speak your world into being. We have pile 2, first quarter moon in Cancer, push through any insecurity. And we have pile 3, new moon in Sagittarius, focus on the positive. So this is card 1. Again, showing it closer. Speak your world into being. Pile 2, first quarter moon in Cancer, push through any insecurity. And pile 3 is new moon in Sagittarius, focus on the positive. So take your time, go to whatever pile you feel intuitively called to. The links to the piles will be in my description box below. Take your time. I'll give you guys a couple more seconds to choose, and I will see you guys on the other side. Hi, Pile 1. Welcome to your reading. So today we're looking at who or what are you manifesting. We've got first quarter moon in Gemini, speak your world into being. Full moon in Scorpio, breathe through the tension. New moon in Pisces, attune to the divine. Restriction, joy guides. Survival, healer guides. 13, wealthy man. 17, gift. Trust, I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. Self-esteem, I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. 46, interference. 22, deja vu. 36, redacted. We have moon in Scorpio, power. Moon in moon in Virgo, order. That's 8 and 6. Okay, so first of all, I feel like there's a lot going on here, like a lot. And there's like a story that's being given to me by spirit and also by the cards. I feel like a lot of you have intense emotional feelings right now about something. A lot of emotional feelings are being brought up, but you're keeping them super, super hidden and super like you're restricting yourself from saying your truth or seeing something. We have we have moon in Scorpio and moon in Virgo, and we have full moon in Scorpio here. And moon in Scorpio is very intense emotional feelings, and also since it's in the moon, it's subconscious. And then we have moon in Virgo, and moon in Virgo is about being intensely emotional but keeping things super restricted. Then we have restriction as well. And since we have 3 full moons here, or 3 moons I should say, because this is full moon, these are just moons. There's a lot that's being subconsciously that's coming up from your subconscious, and there's a lot that's being restricted there's blocked emotions here. Like you're blocking yourself from expressing yourself, and I feel like you're trying to suppress your emotions. There's this redacted statement right here, and this is about not seeing things clearly and also not saying how you feel. And we have interference, and I pulled some cards because I wanted to see what the heck this was about. Interference, I believe this is what I got right. No, that's deja vu. Okay. Yeah, okay, so interference and is innovation and optimism. So, innovation and optimism. So, I think that this interference is you could be manifesting a work type relationship or a work type relationship in a passion project with someone. I feel like there's a collaboration coming up, or you're manifesting right now a collaboration, and a collaboration is coming in for you guys. I pulled a card for redacted as well, and I got drama. And then I also pulled a card for deja vu, and I got intuition, but I can't find it. It's intuition. So I feel like your intuition is really coming online. I feel like you're trying to build more trust within yourself to be able to come out into the world in a better, more efficient, and more truthful way. This was kind of happening in my last video about not being able to say a truth of some type, but I feel like most of you are going through an extremely emotional time. I don't think that you I don't think it's easy for you to feel your emotions. I think it's really hard. I think your emotions right now are extremely overwhelming, and your mind is almost like restricting you from expressing yourself or from even feeling some of them sometimes. There's this survival healer guides, and I feel like you are right now in survival mode. I get a lot of you are in survival mode. If you don't feel like you're in survival mode, here's the thing. There's always like a continuum of people that I'm dealing with, right? There's people that are on this side of the spectrum, and there's people on this side of the spectrum. Some of you may be having a lot of emotions, but you're alchemizing it and healing it and then moving through it. But I also feel like for you guys over here, I feel like you may not be saying something you really feel. But others of you over here are really having a hard time feeling your emotions. They're very, very overwhelming. You feel stuck and stagnant. And there's just a continuum of people. So if you're not like losing it, right? And I'm not saying that you are, all of you are. I just feel like what I'm feeling is that your emotions are extremely overwhelming. There is your intuition's coming online. You're having a lot of synchronicities. That may be scary for some of you. I feel like for some of you, you're just getting into spirituality, or you don't know about spirituality that much, and you are maybe freaking out about the fact that you're seeing things that you haven't before, thinking about things you haven't before, and that could also be causing this overwhelm. There's this breathe through the tension card. I really feel like for you guys, breathing right now would be very helpful. I know that sounds like, oh, let's just breathe. But like, breathing could be very helpful for you guys. I think that you guys are, I'm trying to see what's going on with your career, because I've gotten called back to your careers as well. There's some kind of opening that's happening in your career. I think some of you have felt stuck in your career, and there's a breakthrough that's happened, or that's going to happen, that's going to manifest you feeling more comfortable in your career in whatever way, shape, or form that is. We have wealthy man and gift. This could be you coming into wealth or meeting someone that's wealthy. It doesn't have to be a man. It could be someone with a lot of masculine energy. There's also a gift that someone's going to give you. I'm like wondering what this is. Okay, Spirit, what is this gift that they're going to be given? We've got charity. So that's interesting. Okay, well, what else? We've got caution. Interesting. Caution and charity. Someone may give you a gift like, this doesn't feel nice though for some reason. Spirit, what is this? Because we have caution here. Why do they need to be caution? Why do they not need to have caution? We've got idealism, companionship, and authority. You may want to give a gift to somebody, actually, and you may not feel like you can. There also could be someone coming in that's a companion that's giving you a gift. That's what I'm feeling. I feel like it's a companionship gift. You could be thinking about giving someone a gift, or somebody could be coming in and giving a gift to you. Either way that fits for you. I think it's hard for you to accept gifts. Not like it's hard to accept gifts, but when you get a gift, you feel like I don't know, like, oh my God, I have to do something now, or oh my God, like there's an expectation that's given, and that may be a wound from childhood, but that's not the main part of this reading. I feel like it's hard for me right now to get my thoughts together. You may be feeling like your thoughts are very scattered, or very all over the place, or you're getting pulled into different directions constantly. I feel that very strongly for this group, and I think it's because there's all these emotions that are coming up, and you're not really knowing how to deal with them. You're not really knowing how to move into them. You're not really knowing how to nurture yourself. I feel like finding safety right now is going to be the most important thing. I think that you're building your self-esteem. I think that that's something that you've been purposefully doing, and you've been building your self-esteem. And one of the things that Spirit wants to say is, these emotions are coming up for a reason. What is the reason they're coming up, and what can you do to bring more safety so that the emotions don't feel so threatening? These emotions that are coming up from you for you feel threatening, and I feel like you're almost about to burst or something. And not in a bad way. It's just like, you know, when we hold and shove our feelings down for so long, they really do come out. And if they don't come out, they come out in other ways, like, you know, addiction, or, you know, it doesn't have to be addiction. It could be unhealthy coping mechanisms if we don't deal with our feelings in a held and nurturing way. There is a speak your world into being card, and there is this girl, and she's sitting with herself. So I don't know why it's blurry. Sorry, guys. Let me see if I can fix this. There we go. There is this girl. I think this is you figuring out your manifestation powers. I think this is you getting connected to yourself. I think this is you getting connected to your emotions. And I think since it's a first quarter moon in Gemini, I know it says speak your world into being, which is part of it, but I think this is you getting connected to yourself and in a different way, in a new way that you haven't done before. And that's why I can't tell if the emotions happened first and then you were like, I really need to start to look at myself differently or think about things differently, or if you thought about yourself differently and then all of a sudden these emotions started coming up. But there was a catalyst that happened that brought all these emotions up for you. And I definitely think it was something that's connected to childhood. It could be a wound. I think a person brought it up in you and or a situation, and that caused a wound that you know, came out. I think a lot of you are trying to hold on for dear life right now in life and just survive. And I just really want to recommend getting into therapy or doing trauma therapy or internal family systems, any kind of therapy. If you need help figuring out what type of therapy to go through, you can ask me. I'm not a therapist, so just letting you know. But I have been in therapy for a while, and it's very helpful. And I specifically have been in trauma therapy, and trauma therapy is very helpful when you have childhood wounds. And I feel like it's way more pointed than regular CBT or talk therapy. I'm not saying anything's wrong with those therapies, but they didn't help me with my trauma and or wounds. So if you have wounds, and trauma therapy is just really good to look in because it's a lot more pointed and it has a lot more ability to, it's more complex, I feel like, than regular therapy. Or just talk therapy is what I mean. There is power. Here's the thing. Your emotions probably scare the shit out of you, but guess what? There is power in healing your emotions. There is power in feeling your emotions. There is power in speaking your truth. There is power in your intuition. When you move through these feelings, and I'm telling you, you guys are, you just have to keep holding on, keep figuring out a way to let go of the tight grip that you have on yourself, because that tight grip is not going to make it easier. It's going to make it worse. And it's like you have a tight grip because you're trying to keep yourself safe. You're restricting yourself from feeling these deep wounds because it's so freaking scary. So it's like, that's why I'm recommending therapy. Get into therapy. If you're not already in a therapy, get into therapy. Specifically, EMDR would be very helpful for this group. I feel that strongly. I said that in pile 1 of my last video. But get into therapy of some type, please, guys. I really feel like this is a lot, and you're so bottled up that I feel like it would just be very helpful to get into therapy of some type to help release this a little bit, because you're not saying something you feel. You're having a hard time feeling the overwhelming feelings that this is bringing up into you. And I just really want to stress getting a therapist. I don't know, Spirit wants to stress it too. You are I think some of you have Moon in Virgo or have Virgo placements. You could have Scorpio placements too, to be honest with you, or Gemini or Pisces. But I feel strongly Virgo energy, and Scorpio is obviously strong too, because we have 2 cards that are Scorpio. But I feel like you guys are really, there's a major transformation that is happening here. Getting through this and tending to these feelings is going to manifest, right? We're talking about who or what are you manifesting? That's manifesting a major transformation. You are going through something that's like a dark night of the soul or ego death or something of that type, because all of this subconscious activity is coming up. Something triggered you to trigger your subconscious wounds, and those subconscious wounds are coming up to be healed, and you may have a situation you're dealing with on top of that. So I feel like this is a lot. And so understanding that you're going through something really massive right now and that it's going to take a little time, and be very patient and kind with yourself. I get this group is really hard on themselves again, And from last week too, I feel like it's like similar messages a little bit. But I feel like there is major power that's going to be born out of you going into your subconscious and healing these wounds. There's major power and order. You have order. I feel like you're very practical, logical, detailed, work-oriented. I feel like you're extremely intelligent. And I feel like that is something you're really good at. I think that's why I literally said this in the last one. I'm sorry, guys, if I'm repeating myself, but it's same stuff Spirit wants to say. Practical action. You're good at practical action. Take your ability to do practical action and put that towards healing. Put that towards going into these subconscious wounds and feel your feelings, guys. I know that they feel so overwhelming and that they're going to kill you, but I promise you that you're not. And I feel like some of you have an inner child that feels so overwhelmed by feelings. And granted, of course, like if you had a hard childhood or a hard upbringing, like that is a total defense mechanism and a total way to keep you safe. So it's like having compassion that it's been hard to feel these feelings, that they are very overwhelming, and they're overwhelming for a reason. Anytime we have an insane reaction to something in our life now, and it doesn't fit the situation completely, or it feels really overwhelming, more overwhelming than normal, usually that's when it's connected to a childhood wound. Let's say you get in an argument with your spouse, right? Or somebody. You get in an argument with somebody. When you get in an argument, it's not... So I'll just go back to myself. I've had arguments, and when I was first figuring out this work, what they were telling me was to pause. When I got angry or upset with someone, we're having an argument, pause and drop into my body and feel all the things that are happening. What's my heart rate doing? What's my breath doing? What's my hands doing? How is my body feeling? I got connected to my body, and my heart rate was going through the roof. I felt like my whole body was tingling. I felt like I couldn't hear properly. Like, that's not a normal response to a regular argument. That was a trauma response from my childhood that was coming up to keep me safe. And what happens when we shut off our brain, or our brain gets shut off because all our blood is going into, I believe, the fight, flight, or freeze response in your brain, which I believe is the limbic system. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But none of the blood is in our prefrontal cortex. So when we give ourselves time and pause, we give ourselves a couple seconds to have our brain, our prefrontal cortex come back online, which is our thinking and our decision making and our adult brain, and not our primal brain. And so I think that getting really connected to what your body is doing when you feel triggered and getting really connected to your body could be very helpful. It could also help you understand that you're in a trauma response. And I don't know why, for me at least, when I know I'm in a trauma response, it really brings that pressure and that beating myself up out of the equation, because I'm realizing it's coming from a place of childhood. And then I was really abused in my childhood. And I don't care what happened. I don't care how much of a shit you were when you were a child. I'm pretty sure none of you were. But my point is that's what parents say, right? Some parents say, at least. Not all parents, but some parents. I don't care how much you were a troublemaker or a rebel or a black sheep, right? I don't care. You didn't deserve that. Look at a 5-year-old dude and say, did I deserve the things that happened to me when I was 5, or whatever age that is? It's like, how can you bring in more understanding, a higher perspective, and compassion for your inner child? Because I feel like a lot of you are like putting your inner child like away. You're like, okay, you go over here. You're restricting yourself from your inner child. Oh my God, I just got it. So we have these little children, right? And these children are living inside of his head, and he's restricting. There's a chain over his head. There's a restriction of your inner child. I feel like a lot of you don't feel comfortable with your inner child, or there's a part of you, let's just say this, there's a part of you that thinks your inner child is whiny, or I'm hearing things, right, that I hear from childhood, which I don't even want to say. Weak, other things I can't say. God, I can't say like a couple of these words. They're awful. My point is that there's a part of you that has adopted unhealthy judgment and anger and criticism towards your inner child, because that was what was presented to you as safety. Like, when I act this way, let's just go with weak. When I act weak, I get when I act weak, I'm starting to disassociate. Sorry, guys. This means that you're disassociating too when you even think about what happened to you as a child. So that's trauma related. I'm just letting you know. When you were weak, right? Ridiculous. When you were weak, there was a parent that like was like, stop being so weak. I can't believe you. Blah 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 blah. Right? That happened to you. So then this has happened to me too. I've done this as well. What happens is you adopt this habit of speaking it to yourself that way because that was what was modeled to you as the way to do it, and safety even. You know, it's almost like what I hear is like, if I can just make my inner child go away, I will be safe. If I can just make them think there's some other way, then I can be safe. It's a defense mechanism, guys. I'm telling you. And it's totally okay. I had this with myself with like, I can't believe you did this. What's wrong with you? Like, those are the things I say, at least. And that's a part of me that was born because of my mom. She was extremely abusive and verbally and physically abusive. And she came after me with stuff like that. Like, what's wrong with you? Why can't you just get over this? Like, stop being so like emotional. Stop being so sensitive. Stop being so crazy, right? And I adopted those. A part of me adopted those not ideals, but words. And I say them to myself when I go through something really hard. Now, it's taken me a lot of work to help that part, right? This part that's really like, what's wrong with you, to feel safe so that she doesn't have to be so loud. It's like, I'm like, okay, what's going on? Why are you feeling like this? What can I do to make you feel safe? And thank you for protecting me, right? And then she feels seen, and then she feels better, and she doesn't have to be so loud. So it's like, can you allow yourself to talk to this part of you that thinks, you know, that gives you a hard time about things? Like, because that is stopping you from accessing your inner child in a compassionate way, because you don't feel like it's safe to access your inner child compassionately. So what would be very helpful for you, and you don't have to take the suggestion, this is all suggestions, this is just what has helped me. If you can, with your adult self you are now, talk to this part of you that's judgmental and critical and say, thank you for keeping me safe. Why are you here? What's going on? Get a better feel for why they're being so loud, and then ask what you can do to keep them safe in a reasonable manner. Like, what do you need to feel safe right now? And then they say, okay, I need you to like get gas earlier and not let the gas tank go out so that I don't freak out. Okay, you go, I can do that. And then you go, when do you want me to do it? And they go, right now. And you go, okay, well, actually, I don't have time right now. Can I do it tomorrow morning? And they say, yeah, that works, right? It's like working with the part, right? It's not about shunning any of your parts. It's about working with this part. And then when you work with this part to make it feel safe, you can now access your inner child with your adult self. And then this is how you integrate, right? And what happens with trauma when we're children, when you have a traumatic event, usually a part of you gets stuck in that age when that happened, and then uses coping mechanisms of judgment, shame, hypervigilance to keep you safe. And so when that happens, then you have this part of you that's not grown up, that's not adapted, that's not helping you in your life now. It helped you so much when you were a child. It kept you alive, but it's not being helpful now. And so it's like getting really connected to these parts of you, what age they are, what happened to them. And sometimes when you go into parts work, if you try to talk to one part, another part will be like, I don't want this to happen, right? And we'll try to like stop you, and you have to ask this other part that's like interfering. We'll take note of it first of all, because why is it interfering? And then ask it if you can just give it can I have a couple minutes with this part over here? And then you give it a couple minutes. There's a great, if you look up IFS, Internal Family Systems, on YouTube, there's a great tutorial about how the creator of this, I don't remember his name, has, if you guys want to ask me in the comments, but it's the guy who created it, I can't remember his name, but he did he did an actual demonstration of how this works with a therapist. This is also something you can do in therapy. I'm just telling you how to do it in yourself and give you a little bit of a blueprint so that maybe you can start working on this now. And obviously, if you don't feel safe doing this, then don't do this. This is all like totally take it or leave it. I'm just trying to give you some ideas because I feel like a lot of you are really like not integrated and really stuck in a certain place. And I feel like it has to do with this part I'm talking about and not being able to access your inner child. And one of the things that you're manifesting is healing. That's what I feel majorly. A lot of you are looking at this. I wouldn't be so, motivated and excited and wanting to tell you so much if I didn't feel your want and desire for this. I really feel that strongly. You want to heal more than you already have. I feel like a lot of you have, some of you may be healers actually, because there's these healer guides. You may help people in some way with your gifts in some way. Anyways, but my point is that you're wanting to heal more. I can feel it from your heart space. You really want to heal more. And you're trying to figure out how to do that with how overwhelming everything is right now. And I totally get that. It's just taking the first step to looking at some of this stuff is going to be really hard, and or revisiting some of this stuff that you've maybe healed a little bit of in the past but haven't done full on going into it. Like, guys, I've been in therapy and EMDR for 2 years now almost, and I've done EMDR. It's a type of therapy. It's like you go back into old belief systems and you heal them, and in memories, and you heal them, and you go back as yourself now and heal them now in your mind. And it's really interesting. It's very helpful. It's one of the most, the thing that's helped me the most is that. I'm just point blank period. It has helped me the most. And I lost my train of thought. When you go, right. I have been doing this. You guys are losing your train of thought a lot. I'm telling you. I realize that's what I'm feeling. If you're not, then disregard. But I've been doing EMDR, and I have done probably 50 EMDRs, and I still feel like I'm still scratching the surface. Granted, I had a lot of trauma. I have a lot of trauma, like a lot. So that's just me. But it's like I feel like I'm not done yet, and I've done so many of these, and so it's like getting this understanding of this is a journey and not a destination, and getting into some type of healing in some way because you want to, and you feel the need for it, and you feel this transformation coming. You guys have a transformation coming. It's just walking through the healing to get there. Wow, I went way over time. I'm sorry, guys. I've just been I got really into it. Okay, Spirit, can I get a couple tarot cards for who or what are they manifesting? Let's see what else there is, because I feel like I went super into that. There's indecision happening. You're feeling indecisive about something. Two of Swords is about feeling indecisive and being at a crossroads. Maybe being blocked a little bit. Hidden info. Should I take it upside down, Spirit? There's Ace of Swords in reverse. There's something you're stopping yourself from doing. Queen of Pentacles. We've got Four of Swords. You want to be in a relationship with someone. So maybe not all of you, but some of you want to be in a relationship with someone. There's this ladder you have to climb. You know you have to do deep healing before you manifest this in. I feel like you are manifesting a relationship, some of you. And you're wanting to walk up this ladder, but you know you have a shit ton of healing to do before you're able to get there. And so you're trying to do it in the most practical way possible. But I think that you're keeping yourself from calling in love. That's what I'm feeling. You're keeping yourself from calling in a relationship and calling in love because you have deep healing that you feel like you need to do. And I think that that's very practical. And I think that you're doing a great job. You're keeping yourself so tightly wound that I feel like if you could just a little bit, just a little, not a lot, it's like, how can you open up to this is how you let go a little bit. How can you open up to the idea more, right? It's not about going after and dating. It's not about that. It's about just opening yourself up just a little bit to the idea of love, or to calling someone in, or to, I don't know, whatever it is for you guys, right? It's what is the baby step that you need to take to get closer to calling in a love relationship or calling in a nice friendship? There's this Ace of Swords in reverse, and this is about confusion, unsure, chaotic thoughts. We have you at a crossroads, confused. You want the Queen of Pentacles or somebody that can be good in a relationship. I think this is also you calling in, being very practical, patient, strong, mature, grounded, loyal. I feel like you guys are very financially independent and down to earth. And I feel like you guys are calling in some type of abundance with work. You're manifesting something with work. You're also manifesting healing. That was something I really need to say. You're manifesting healing. You're manifesting more abundance in your job, in either purpose and or money. You want to call in a relationship. I feel like a lot of you are calling in a relationship of some type, but you're feeling very confused and unsure about yourself and about moving forward, and that is causing you to feel more overwhelmed, I think. And then we have the Four of Swords. We have contemplation, rest and meditation. You're trying to get really still and figure out what the heck's going on. I feel like a lot of you guys are in extremely reflective mode, whatever. And I feel like there's a lot going on. So it's like giving yourself the grace because you are really wanting to heal. When you want to heal, you want that with your heart, that's going to be called in, because anytime we want something, it gets called in and we attract it to us. And it's like, it just may take some time. The healing may take some time. The relationship could take some time. And it's like having the patience for yourself and being in this Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, being grounded, finding, being patient with yourself, being sensible, being nurturing. That's going to be very helpful for you guys. Okay, I didn't even think about pulling a couple more cards. Shoot. Sorry guys, hold on. Let me do this one. Okay, Spirit, what else do we have for them? For who or what are they manifesting? What else are they manifesting, Spirit? Or who else are they manifesting? Because I feel like the main focus, you're releasing something major. This is what I'm talking about. This healing. You're releasing a wound. That's what you're doing. You're calling in a release of this wound, of this childhood wound, or these wounds. Happiness. You're calling in happiness. I agree with that. You're trying to live a better life for yourself. And you realize, you have a deep realization that healing is the way to do that. I think that you've been able to skate by before. Maybe you've healed a little bit and then you've just been kind of living, right? But you've been in survival mode. And I think that these overwhelming feelings, whatever triggered this, is causing you to actually be like, okay, I need deep healing because I want to be truly satisfied and truly happy and truly filled. And I know I can't do that unless if I release this extreme wound. We have gateway. Yeah, you're on the gateway of healing. That's how I feel. Usually this means a gateway to spirit, which that could be happening too for some of you. It's interesting because I'm like, I don't want to talk about it because I have this because I feel like some of you are a little bit unsure about spirit and or don't even really pay it that much mind. And so I'm steering away from that. I'm not saying all of you are like that. I think some of you are spiritual, obviously, or you wouldn't be here. But some of you aren't. And so, or you don't feel like you are. You don't feel like you believe in that. And that's totally okay. But there's this gateway that's opening up for you, whether, if it's a healing gateway or if it's a spiritual gateway or both. If you want both, that's what's being called in for you. We have blessings. There's blessings coming in from you. I feel like you're on the cusp of figuring this out. You're on the cusp of healing, taking risks. Yeah, this is you're manifesting having the ability to take risks. You don't feel safe enough to take certain risks right now, and that's okay, because you know that you have this major thing to release, this major wound to release. You're calling in your happiness, you're calling in your healing, you're calling in spirit, if you believe in that. You're calling in blessings, and you're calling in this one is really important, taking risks. You really, really, really want to take a risk somewhere. And you don't feel safe enough to. And that's what's making you want to heal this. You're like, I want to take this risk and I want it so badly, but I can't let myself do it. That's definitely connected to a childhood wound. And you're realizing that. And that's why you have you have so many moon cards, but 3 major moon cards. It's because you're deeply recognizing your need to heal. You're recognizing it's deeply subconscious, and you're also recognizing that I'm hoping that you're recognizing that once you heal this, you're going to change into a totally different person. You're going to transform into a totally different person. I'm not joking. 2 years ago, I am not the person that I was. I wasn't even doing tarot. I wasn't awake. I was just getting by. I was in survival mode. I was in pain all the time. I felt so bad about myself. I felt like I was going to die all the time. It was awful. I was miserable. And now I'm a completely different person. Do hard things still happen to me? Yes. Do I have to go through really hard shit? Yes. Does it hurt all the time? Sometimes, right? But it's not all the time. And I'm learning how to nurture my own emotions, and I'm totally a new person. And so I'm telling you, when you decide and deeply go into healing, and you're gonna transform into a new person. You're gonna transform into the person that you want. And that's somebody who's grounded, mature, somebody who takes risks, someone who calls in love, calls in happiness, releases things that don't serve them. Maybe it calls in more abundance for their financial security. You are on a deep journey of transformation, pile one. And I spend so much time here because I feel like it's important that you understand how deeply transformative this will be, and also how amazing it is that you really want to heal and that you're actually looking at this, because this is so hard. Even just thinking about looking at it is hard. So I just want to give you so much props and just literally be like, you're amazing, and also like just take one step at a time. You've got this. You want it. That's all you need. And you're going to transform into a whole new person. Okay, I think that's all I have for you, Pile 1. I'm so proud of you. Like and subscribe if you can, guys, and I will see you guys next time. Hi, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. So today we're looking at who or what are you manifesting. We have first quarter moon in Cancer, push through any insecurity. We have first quarter moon in Aries, step into your power. First quarter moon in Sagittarius, believe in your good luck. Wow, those were all first quarter moons. We have Shadow 25, divine healers. Epiphany 18, higher self. We have 7, message. 34, occupation. Death, I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. Happiness, I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. Dream come true, 8. 26, separation. 30, euphoria. We have 4, Mercury in Cancer, intuition. We have 12, Sun in Pisces, vision. So first of all, I want to comment about how you just went through a major ending and now you're literally at the beginning of something major. You guys just went through something really, like you just came out of something. You made some decision. I feel like a lot of you were at a crossroads like a couple days ago or last week or the last couple months, and you literally made a decision. I think that a lot of you were in separation from a relationship and you made the decision to actually let go of the relationship and move forward. I think that was keeping you from ending something, and now you've ended that, and you're now, because you decided to let this go, you're moving into a new beginning, and you're moving into a new beginning of pushing through your insecurities, stepping into your powers, and believing that there's good luck and there's new things coming for you, and there is. You've manifested this new beginning. You've manifested the ability to move through this decision. You've manifested your dreams coming true. You guys have a lot of stuff going on, and I feel like you just got really connected a lot closer to your higher self by making this decision of letting go whatever this relationship was, because you chose yourself. And this made you realize a couple things. I think it made you realize what you deserve. I think it made you realize how to move forward. I think it made you realize what you need to step into, and that you can fulfill your own needs and you don't need someone else to. And that person that you separated from, I think that it caused this amazing lesson, or lessons, I actually should say, and epiphanies. And because this brought up your shadow, you like how shadow's like literally shadow and then separation is below it. This brought up a lot of your shadows, and you healed them when they came up, and then you were able to let go. You've had major epiphanies, and that's gotten you closer to your higher self. I feel like a lot of you are having your third eye going through something crazy. I feel like some of you may be seeing colors differently and seeing it more detailed, because Spirit is saying that your vision and your third eye has changed because you've gone into a new vibration, a higher vibration, because you were able to let this go and move into your new beginning and step into your power and learn and heal all these shadows, that you now have raised your vibration, and now you're able to see the world from a higher perspective, from this new vibration that you're vibrating at, and it's causing you major epiphanies, major intuition. The manifestation is that what are you manifesting? You're manifesting your dreams. You're manifesting that you manifested this new beginning that's happening or about to happen. If you haven't had this, I think most of you have, but I think that if you haven't, you're stepping into a whole new beginning of stepping into your power. And I think a lot of you are having your career. If you've been really working really hard on your career, I feel like a lot of you have been working really hard in your career, that is you're manifesting abundance from that because you've put in the work. And I feel like a lot of you know it's going to get big, or know it's going to sell really well, or know that it's going to affect a lot of people in a good way. That's what you're calling in, and that's what you're manifesting. You're manifesting euphoria, you're manifesting excitement in your life, and your intuition, your foundation for your intuition has changed, and it's become so much stronger, and you're using your intuition and creating a vision out of it. And you're using your heart space to do it. You're creating a vision. This is Sun in Pisces, and Sun in Pisces is really about blending your emotions and your thoughts, but leading with your heart, and creating something really beautiful out of your heart. And I think that a lot of you are creating something really beautiful from your heart, and it's helping heal a lot of people. And that's where there's this divine healers too. You're using what you've learned from your shadow self to heal others through that. And your intuition's helping guide you. You're really getting clear on how to listen to where spirit and or your intuition is guiding you. And you're getting guided into a totally new you, a totally new intuition, a totally new, maybe like a new type of abundance. That's what I mean. I was going to say career, but I feel like a lot of you have a career that you're really loving and that you're really working hard at. And you're calling in, some of you may be calling in a new career, but you're calling in more abundance because you've gotten through this blockage, and you now have opened yourself up to all new. And it's you've really gone through a major rebirth. We have this death card. I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. You've ended something, but you're realizing it's actually a new beginning. You're seeing it from a higher perspective. You're seeing how this person, whoever this was, has caused you great deep healing, and you're grateful for them. And also you're letting go because you know that what's best for you is to move forward. And this is not about saying that whoever this was that you're separated from, that you're not ever going to be with them again, or you're not ever going to have a relationship of some type with them. But it is saying that you're right now, you're not giving me what I want. And right now I want something, I need something better. Right now I need, you're not where I need you to be in a relationship of any kind with me. And that's okay. I have deep compassion for them. That's what I hear you saying. But I have to move forward because I can't be waiting for somebody to I can't wait for someone just generally. You are really wanting to fast track, and we have this beautiful shooting star, and it's like you need to keep moving forward. That's what I hear. I need to keep moving forward. I need to leave behind what doesn't serve me. I need to move forward on my path. I need to love myself. I need to believe in myself. I need to step in my power. I need to push through the insecurities that are coming up, maybe around this a little bit. I think a lot of you have just gotten through that. I need to figure out what actually truly fulfills me, and I don't need anyone to validate myself anymore. I don't need anyone to make me feel fulfilled. I think a lot of you have gotten really comfortable and have figured out how to use your divine masculine and your divine feminine to heal yourself. I think you've stepped into, some of you could be divine feminine, but I feel like a lot of you are really good at divine feminine. I feel like a lot of you are figuring out how to step into your divine masculine. I think a lot of you have had a wound that's attached to toxic masculinity or some type of abuse. And I think that through this separation, you've healed. They've helped you bring up this shadow of the toxic masculinity. Even if they're not toxic, it doesn't matter. They brought up this toxic masculinity wound, and you have healed that, and now you're able to access your divine masculine in a better way. You're able to take action from your heart. You're able to move forward. You're able to be a leader. You're able to step into your power. And I feel like a lot of you are using your divine masculine to nurture yourself, your divine masculine to tell you that you're going to be safe. It's like almost like you're using your divine masculine to connect to yourself in a new way. And instead of relying on this person, whether they're feminine or masculine, you're using your divine masculine to help you feel safer and loved, and to be that person that you needed this person to be. That's what you're doing. You're letting your divine masculine be the person that you needed this person to be. And now you don't need them anymore because you're like, I have the ability to do it for myself. And yes, I wanted you, but you weren't giving me what I needed, and now I know what to give myself so that I'm okay. And now you figured it out because of this person, and it's gorgeous. That's an epiphany that you had, I think. Or if you haven't had it, you're about to have it. I think you've had it, though, or I wouldn't be talking about it. You guys are really on a fast track, man. You guys are fast healers. You're fast. And it's not like fast as in like you rush through it. That's not what I mean. I mean like you're good at it. I mean like you really truly evolve at a level that most people have no ability to do, and I think it's really beautiful. You have some type of message coming in for you. It could be a letter, it could be a text message, it could be, that's kind of like really broad, but whatever. But there's this occupation card that's coming in for you too. You're really getting connected to your occupation in a whole new way because you've been able to step into your power in a new way, and because you've healed your divine masculine. So now you're able to step into your occupation and vision more practically and use practical action to create a better business. And it's really gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. And you're focusing on your own happiness. Like, what is my happiness? What do I want in my life? What do I need in my life to be happy? And how do I make myself fulfilled? And how do I take action towards that? It's really gorgeous. Okay, Spirit, can I get who or what are they manifesting pile 2? Well, of course. We've got the Lovers. I felt that strongly, because we had the separation card. I think that a lot of you are manifesting. I think a lot of you try to manifest this relationship right here. I think that for whatever reason, the other person wasn't ready. And because you put this energy out into the world, into this person, into the world, that's coming back to you. It could be with a new relationship. It could be with this relationship. It doesn't really matter. But it's coming back to you. Spirit is saying it's coming back to you because you put it out in the world. Because it's almost like divine... Is it justice or judgment? Both. I think it's both. Like you're having your portion that you gave this person come back to you from Spirit in soon. Like it's coming back to you in a new person. It could be a new energy. It could be a new situation. It could be in your business. Somehow this energy is coming back to you because you've manifested this. The Emperor. And we've got 10 of Cups. Wow, guys. You're manifesting your inner authority, your inner emperor, and you're also manifesting total happiness. Anything else, Spirit, that I need to see that they're manifesting? We've also got 10 of Swords. I feel like, wow, look at that, guys. Look at the 2 butterflies. Okay, so what I think this means is you've come from this 10 of Swords energy and moved into this 10 of Cups energy. Like you literally switched. You changed your perspective. You let this go. You transformed into 10 of Cups. 10 of Swords is usually backstabbing. It's not really backstabbing. I would say it's more like a pain card. It can be backstabbing. It could be I think it's like devastation, loneliness, pain, hurt. That's kind of 10 of Swords. And you've manifested into 10 of Cups, and that's like full on happiness, family, reunion, homecoming. I feel like you came home to yourself. This was keeping you not being home to yourself. The separation was keeping you from being home with yourself. And I feel like you went, and since you let this go, you totally transformed into this 10 of Cups. And Spirit showing me the duality of it and how it was a perspective shift, but it was really hard to do. And you did it because you asked to let go of it, and you created safety inside yourself with the divine masculine to be able to let go of it. And you really truly saw it very clearly and from a very highly evolved place. It's really gorgeous, guys. I mean, this is beautiful energy. Inner authority, calling in a love relationship, calling in beautiful family, calling in happiness, calling in reunion, calling in love, and then letting go of this pain and letting go of this person. You've manifested beauty out of this, guys. Okay, what else are they manifesting, Spirit? Whoop. Okay. We've got leadership. Wow, guys. Okay, so we've got the Emperor, and we've got leadership, and we've got vision. It's like you're stepping into your power in a whole new way because you've healed this shadow that's divine masculine. I'm telling you, it's divine masculine. Community, you're calling in community. I feel like that too. I feel like a lot of you are calling in new soul family, new relationships, and keep seeking the community that you desire and use your divine masculine. I think you are using your divine masculine to help you move into community. You're taking action towards getting yourself out there into community more and standing in your power, in your work, in your relationships, in love, in friendships, and in community. In all areas of your life, you're standing in this power because you've literally transformed because of this pain that you just went through. We've got happiness. You release this. You release this person. You were like, okay, I can't keep holding on. This is hurting me. Release. You released it. You released it already. And because of that, you're calling in leadership, community, happiness, a love relationship. You're calling in so many beautiful wonders. Yeah, you're calling in, I want one more. You're calling in euphoria and wonders. I mean, come on. euphoria. Like, think about what that is. Euphoria. Like, you're calling in wonders and euphoria. And I hear blessings too. I hear what Spirit say blessings. Anything else, Spirit? Okay, we've got a couple things. Purification. You've purified your soul. Because you've released this, and you've called in stillness. You're calling in peace, meditation, stillness. You've purified yourself. You guys are calling in so much but that's because you've changed your vibration, because you've looked at your shadow. You fully healed this wound, this divine masculine wound. You fully healed it. And that's why this whole new beginning is coming. You have 3 first quarter moons. That's like literally the beginning of something great. And it's like, because of this rebirth, you're calling in happiness, and in all areas of your life is changing. All areas of your life. I am so proud of you. I also see this purity card, and you're calling in pleasure because you have great potential, and because you've forgiven. You're calling in power and success, and a new opportunity is coming. Sorry, I can't stop. I'm like, okay, I'll just keep going, because yeah, seriously, you guys are calling in new opportunities because you've stood in your power. You're calling in new success because you've stood in your power. You've forgiven this person for their shortcomings, and you didn't take it personally because you knew it wasn't personal. You're calling in pleasure. You are purifying yourself and all your wounds. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, like, it's like a mic drop. Like, what else do you want me to say? I'm so proud of you. Like, it's insane. It's honestly insane. I hope you understand how insane this is. How profound, how meaningful, how powerful you are. This is powerful. Powerful. I'm telling you, it's powerful. Super powerful. Okay. I think that's all I have for you guys today. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Hi, Pal 3. Welcome to your reading. So today we're looking at who or what are you manifesting. We have New Moon in Sagittarius, focus on the positive. New Moon in Virgo, trust all will be well. Full Moon in Cancer, let your fears dissolve. We have Survival Healer Guides. We have Shadow Divine Healers. 1 Main Male. We have 33 Concern. We have Regret. I know that I cannot change the past. Friendship. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. We have 26 Separation. Hold on one second. We have 17 Ego. We have 30 Euphoria. We have 5 Venus in Leo, Affair. We have 10 Sun in Capricorn, Achievement. Okay, so first of all, we have, I was like, okay, there's separation, there's main male, there's concern, and there's affair. So I feel like some of you could be in a third party situation. That doesn't have to apply. It could be, I don't know, it's interesting. I feel like you could be in with someone and separated with someone else. I don't know. It's like, I feel like, because it's complicated, because it's more than one person in this collective, and it's a general reading. But there's some type of affair that's happening. It doesn't have to be an affair, right? But there's some type of third party situation. It could be in a friendship, but there's some type of, okay, well, first of all, there's a separation with somebody. And I think that a lot of you are going through an ego death. I think your ego is really loud right now, but I think you're going through an ego death. And you're looking to be with somebody that you're in separation from. And I think you've been manifesting this person to come back, and or a new love relationship to come in. And I feel like there's concern over how your ego is keeping you separated from this person. That's what I hear. It's very distinct. If it doesn't totally apply to you, you're just in separation. You could also be in separation from your inner child. That could be it too. I get for some of you, it's separation from your inner child, and I get for others of you, it's separation from a person that you want to be with. And we have this friendship card. I think you're manifesting better friendships, and you're trying to manifest a better relationship. But I feel like your ego is getting in the way of you going after what you want in some way. I feel like we have New Moon in Virgo, New Moon in Sagittarius. It's interesting because we had in the first pile, I feel like pile 1 and pile 2 could be whatever one, pile 1 or two, pile 2 could be. If you're attracted to pile 1 and pile 2 and this one, go watch pile 1 or pile 2 too if you feel like it. Because I feel like there's so many same things from those piles. This is from pile 2 and this is from pile 1. And we had a separation as well in pile 2 as well. So it's like, I feel like you guys are like the juxtaposition of pile 1 and pile 2 put together in some way, which is really interesting. I feel like you have grown and healed a lot, but you're stuck somehow at a crossroads. And I think it has to do with a separation. And you can't move forward in some way. So you're not totally letting this person go like pile 3 was. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that it's interesting because pile 1 and pile 2 are like, you're in like the middle of pile 1 and pile 2. Like you're in the transition phase from pile 1 to pile 2. So that's just interesting. But I feel like a lot of you are looking at your ego. I think a lot of you are looking at, if you're in a separation from someone, why you're in separation from someone. I think a lot of you are looking at your shadow. I feel like your shadow got triggered by the separation with this person, or by not being able to go after a certain relationship that you wanted, and or not being able to have the relationship you want with this person in some way because they're not ready to have a relationship. It's one of the 3, right? So go with whatever one you feel, whatever one resonates with your situation, put it in your situation. But you guys are really trying to heal this shadow, and you're really trying to not give into fear. You're trying to trust all will be well, and you're trying to focus on the positive. I think what you're manifesting is peace. I think what you're manifesting is release of the shadow, or healing of the shadow. I think a lot of you are coming out of survival mode and moving into a transformation. I feel like a lot of you are not wanting third-party situations anymore. If you were involved in third-party situations with someone else, whether they're with someone else or whether you're with someone else, it doesn't really matter. And it's not about like, it doesn't matter, like whatever your situation is. You're not wanting third-party situations anymore because of this shadow you've healed. That's what I'm feeling. I feel like you guys are moving into, this is Sun in Capricorn. This is like achievement at a practical level. I think you guys are really implementing practical moves in trying to go after what you want and achieve what you want. And I think a lot of you are figuring out how to manifest. I think a lot of you are figuring out how to work with your shadow. I feel like a lot of you are figuring out how to let this separation go or move into it if you feel like you can. A lot of you are trying to heal so that you can move into a relationship that you want. A lot of you are trying to heal so you can leave a relationship behind and move into a relationship with you, whatever you want. I feel like you're healing your ex relationships and your childhood wounds as well. I feel like a lot of you are looking at healing that, or beginning healing that, or in the middle of healing that, and almost at the end. It depends, because a lot of you are on a continuum of like, some people are over here and some people are over here. So wherever you are in that continuum, I feel like you guys are really looking at your ego and how it's actually kept you back. Ego can really help us, but it can also hold us back in some ways. So I think you're looking at, how is my ego affecting my life? Is my ego protecting me or keeping me stuck? Is my ego moving me forward and helping me, or is it hurting me? I think a lot of you are realizing how your ego has hurt you and how to heal the shadow of the ego. I think you guys are healing the shadow of your ego. You're calling in healing for the shadow of your ego, and you're calling in better relationships. I feel a lot of you are calling in better relationships in general, and you're manifesting better relationships, and you're manifesting relationships that you feel safe in. And oh my God, I just saw this warrior, guys. You are a warrior. And I think a lot of you are stepping into this warrior energy and this rebel energy that you have already. But I think you guys are really, like moving into your power, because you're recognizing your fears. You're trying to let your fears dissolve. You're trying to trust in yourself and trust in the universe and trust in what's going to happen next, even though you don't know what's going to happen next, and paying attention to detail. I think you guys are trying to focus on what actually makes you happy and what positive things you can implement into your life to create great change and to help create great fulfilling love and great fulfilling relationships and great fulfilling careers. I think a lot of you are looking at like your whole life and reflecting on how to make it better by baby steps, by doing this Sun in Capricorn. It's like slow, small movements that create great change because you implement them in the places that need tending. It's almost like I see a garden and you're trying to tend to dead parts of the garden, and you're trying to create seeds to plant in this garden to create beautiful trees and beautiful flowers. And I feel like a lot of you are tending to parts of the garden that you haven't tended to before. You have garden, right? It's there. It's just you're tending to certain areas of your life that may need a little bit more tending that you haven't focused on because you had to focus on other parts of the garden first. And so it's almost like you're you're leveling up in a way to look at things you haven't looked at before from a higher perspective. And I just see higher self and from a higher self. You're having an epiphany of your higher self. This also was in pile 2. So I'm just saying it's really connected. I think you're really connected to pile 1 and pile 2. I have not seen a reading where a pile has been so connected to the first 2 in different types of ways. I think you're past pile 1's in the where they're at when they're going to look at their healing, but I think you haven't gotten to pile 3. You're moving into pile 3. So if you feel like you look at pile 2 and you get drawn to pile 3, that's you moving into pile 3 and moving into letting go of the expectations and outcomes of a relationship and accepting the relationship where it's at and deciding if it's good enough for you or not. And if it's not, you're leaving it behind. And if it is good enough, then you're staying. So it just depends on what's going on with you guys in particular. I keep getting called to other cards too. New Moon and Leo. There's this shine card. You're moving into shining. You're calling in leadership. You're calling in change. You're calling in releasing your blocks. You're calling in releasing your blocks, which was actually pile 3. You're calling in New Moon and Aquarius, opening up to new change. I feel like you guys are trying to implement change in your life and you're opening up to new change. It's really gorgeous, actually. Okay, Spirit, I need, who or what are they manifesting for pile 3? Who or what are they manifesting for pile 3? Who or what are they manifesting pile 3? We've got 5 of Swords. This is past energy. There's some kind of conflict or disagreements that you're working through right now. I think this is with another person. And I love that it's over the separation card. I think a lot of you are working on conflict and disagreements you have in this separation with somebody or with somebody that you're in a relationship with, but you feel energetically separated. You may not actually be separated as in like a distance. You could just be working through conflict with this person or conflict within yourself. But I feel like for most of you, it's another person. I feel like some of you, it's yourself. It just depends. Some of you, it could be both, actually. Okay, so we've got, sorry, they dropped on the floor. Page of Cups. You're getting really connected to your emotions. There could be an emotional offers coming in for you because we have Knight of Cups. It's interesting because I got a hit of like Knight of Cups is looking at the Page of Cups and like seeing if they want to make an emotional offer to someone. I don't know. That's just, it could be your person. It could be you. You could be thinking about giving an offer to somebody, like an offer of love. And that could be something that you want to manifest. Or you're manifesting someone giving you an offer of love. That's kind of what I see with this. We've got, is this 6 or 9? 9 of Wands. 9 of Wands. This is like anxiety, or no, not that. Yeah, sorry. No, yeah. Anxiety, ongoing battle weary, persistence, learning from past failure. I think a lot of you are closing out a cycle right now. That's why I feel like you're in a transition stage from pile 2 to pile 3, some of you. 8 of Wands. It's just because I want to keep getting more cards for some reason. Yeah, there's movement, swift progress being made in this love relationship. That's how I feel. I feel like a lot of you are trying to manifest. Yeah, there we go. There's the 3 of Cups. I feel like there is a third party situation of some type. It could be causing conflict and disagreements with you, or it's keeping you from having the relationship you want. The third party. Like, I don't know. It's interesting. 3 of Wands. Yeah, there's 2 3s. There's some type of progress that's happening, though, with you. There's a new beginning coming in. There's the Fool. So I feel like you want to make an emotional offer to someone, or you want someone to make an emotional offer to you. You're worried about third parties, or you're dealing with a third party situation right here. And you're trying to move out of that and create progress in expanding and leaving the third party behind, or leaving the relationship behind, and or moving into the relationship, and or making an emotional offer to someone you really want to be with, and that's causing you to move into this new beginning. It's different for all of you. I feel like all of you are in different spaces, so whatever one is yours, take it. But you're moving. It doesn't matter where you're at. You're trying to create swiftness and progress through healing to be able to approach a new relationship in some way and create a new beginning for yourself. Spirit, anything else? Anything else I need to see? Oh, I'm wanting to drop all the cards. It's interesting. There's a lot going on with you guys, I think, in your life right now. Yeah, there's this, there's a lot of burden and stress happening right now. Look at all the red. I feel like you guys are going through a lot of burden and stress because you're trying to move through this energy. I feel like you guys feel stuck. And Spirit, one of the things you're manifesting is this movement, because we have movement and we have 2 movement cards, and it's about progress and expansion and foresight and movement and swiftness. You're moving through this energy. You're moving into a new beginning. That's why I feel most of you are almost in pile 3, and you are letting go of this stress and this burden. You're letting go of trust. You're trusting all will be well, and you're letting your fears dissolve. You're moving into this. So just trust that this is coming. You're releasing. Oh my God, I swear, all these cards around me, I'm like, it's really interesting because they're just like totally telling a story. You're releasing something here. You're releasing your expectations of a relationship. You're releasing your wounds that may be connected to a relationship. You're releasing conflict if you're in a relationship with someone and you're fighting. You guys are releasing something involved with a connection to help bring in a better connection, or to help bring about a better connection with this person that I'm talking about. That's what I feel like you guys are manifesting. You're manifesting healing in relationships and how you view relationships and how you think of relationships. And you're moving into better achievement in a more practical way. You're calling in and manifesting better friendships. You're manifesting letting your fears dissolve, trusting all will be well, focusing on the positive. I feel like you guys are manifesting a higher perspective about everything that's going on, and you're going to move through this. I really feel like for most of you, you're almost in pile 3 or at the beginning of pile 3. Some of you may be in pile 3, because I feel like you guys have moved through healing, and you're in a transition stage before you can make a decision on this relationship. And then you're going to be able to make a decision on this relationship and then move into a transformational new beginning. That's what I feel, because we have this Fool right here, which is a transformational new beginning. Okay, I wanted to get more. What are they manifesting, Spirit? Patience. Yeah, you guys I like hate this card. I'm like, oh, I'm literally learning patience in almost all areas of my life right now, and it is so frustrating. Can I just tell you, like, patience, bleh, right? Like, oh God, it's like, oh, patience. But I feel like you guys are manifesting great things because you've been so patient. I feel like you guys have really been patient with this relationship. I feel like you've been really patient with yourselves. I think you've been really patient in your healing process. I think you've also been really patient in your business taking off. And I think that Spirit's saying, because you've been so patient, because you're learning patience, you're calling in wonderful things, because stuff is coming back to you. If you put good shit out into the world and you work really hard and you heal and you look at relationships and you go after your achievements, it's going to come back to you. It's just having the patience to wait for it, which I just love patience. Yeah. Do we have open up to change? No, I pulled open up to change earlier for this pal, right? You are open to new things coming in. Yeah, there it is. Open up to new change. I saw it. Remember, open up to new change, openness. You guys are you're open to change, and you're calling in change or more opportunities because you're opening up to it, because you're open to what happened next. And if you're having a hard time with being open, that's where you're moving into more openness, more patience. What are they manifesting? Solitude. Yeah, things are stuck right now. Stand still. You guys are really feeling stuck, but I promise what you're manifesting is getting out of the stuck energy. You're removing a blockage right now. So just understand that you're removing a blockage. You're healing a deep core wound, and that's why things feel like they're at a standstill, because you're healing a deep core wound right now. Yeah, you're creating security within yourself and patience within yourself and opening up to change. You're creating a very stable foundation. This is about breaking down a foundation that wasn't good for you in the past and creating a better foundation for you to be able to stand upon, to be able to move forward in life in a better way. And you're calling this in because you're being patient, because you're healing, because you're putting in effort in all areas of your life, because you're putting in effort in relationships, you're putting effort in healing, you're putting effort in your business, you're putting effort in your friendships, and that's coming back to you. Spirit's saying it's coming back to you. You're on the cusp of a new beginning. You guys are on the cusp of a new beginning, and you're calling in a new beginning, and you're calling in being open to change. You're calling in new opportunities and euphoria. There's this euphoria card. This is you calling in happiness. This is calling in euphoria with yourself and with relationships. You're calling it in, guys, I'm telling you. So this is what's on the books for you. I'm excited to see what's going to happen for you next. And let me know if any of this resonates. So okay, I think that's all I have for you guys. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.